How's the new house?
It's alright, I guess.
You seem a bit down.
Well, I was thinking we should have talked about that beforehand.
While my husband was mumbling and not attempting to continue the conversation, the car arrived at our house. In front of us stood a grand two-family home. Oh, what an impressive house! My husband remained silent, lost in his thoughts without saying anything. My name is Kaya, and I am 34 years old. I am currently dedicated to raising our child with all my might. Taking care of our child, who is now 6 months old, has been much more challenging than I imagined. Initially, I had planned to return home 1 month after giving birth and not rely on my parents' help, but due to certain circumstances, I ended up staying at my parents' house. I am truly grateful that my mother actively assists me with childcare as I struggle with the unfamiliar tasks of raising a child. In the first place, the reason I had to rely on my mother's help was because my husband, Tyler, displayed the utmost level of incompetence. My husband and I celebrated our 7th wedding anniversary and finally conceived our long-awaited first child. Until our 3rd year of marriage, we hoped for a natural pregnancy, but as there were no signs of conception, we began visiting a clinic together to try infertility treatments. However, after 2 years of continuous efforts with no signs of pregnancy, we became mentally exhausted and decided to stop the infertility treatments. We then discussed the idea of enjoying our married life as a couple and started searching for a piece of land to build a home where we could fully embrace our lives together. Due to my professional connections in the construction industry, I sought the help of the manager of a construction company whom I was acquainted with, and we managed to find a piece of land that met our criteria. When it came time to make the purchase, my husband made an unexpected remark.
I'm the one who should handle the formalities.
Since we'll be paying off the loan together, wouldn't it be better to have a joint ownership?
No, I'm the pillar of the family, so let me take care of this.
What does he mean by pillar of the family? If we consider only the earnings, I actually make more than my husband. But mentioning this might hurt my husband's pride. Of course, my husband is aware that I earn more, but I deliberately avoid bringing up that topic. Although there are some aspects that don't sit well with me, we are still a married couple, even if it's in my husband's name. There shouldn't be any major issues. I decided to accept my husband's assertion. Not only did the construction company assist us in finding this land, but they also helped with the construction itself. Just when we were about to begin the construction, I discovered that I was pregnant. We were overjoyed and in the height of happiness, experiencing unexpected good fortune. By the time the house is built, the baby will be born.
Yeah, that's right. It's something to look forward to.
Our dog will also be able to run around in the yard on this land, right?
Yeah, we can let it play outside a lot.
I wonder if I'll eventually be able to chase after it with my child. We have been preparing to welcome a puppy through a breeder since before pregnancy. I have loved dogs since I was a child, and my parents also had dogs at home. At that time, I believed I could have everything I wanted. However, right after the pregnancy was confirmed, I was forced to be hospitalized. I experienced ongoing abnormal bleeding, and as a result, I was diagnosed with a threatened miscarriage, leading to a 1-month hospitalization.
Leave everything about the house to me. I'll make sure to check on it properly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I entrusted all the matters of our new home construction to my husband. After being discharged from the hospital a month later, my anemia symptoms didn't improve, and I spent most of my time lying down. I couldn't visit the new house under construction and could only rely on second-hand information from my husband.
Don't worry, the construction is going smoothly.
Thank you.
By the way, I have a suggestion. Since I'm also busy with work and can't stay at home, wouldn't it be better for you to stay at your parents' house?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm worried. It would be reassuring if your mom could take care of things during the day.
I feel like my husband shows more concern for me, but it's as if he's subtly suggesting that I'm in the way. When I contacted my mother, who lives nearby, she seemed concerned about my health. She said, since it's a maternity leave, it's better for you to stay here for a while. Despite being concerned about my husband's attitude, I decided to rely on my mother. And after spending 2 weeks back at my parents' house, I received a call from the construction company's manager.
How are you feeling?
Thanks to everyone's support, I'm recovering well. However, I still can't move around, so I haven't been able to visit the house.
What happened afterward?
The manager hesitates in his words. Could it be that something happened with my husband?
Well, you see, the contract is in your husband's name, so it's not an issue for us. But your husband requested an increase in the loan amount.
Huh? Why would he suddenly need an increase in the loan? We've already completed the design plans and started construction. What do you mean?
I see, so you haven't been informed.
No.
Your husband expressed the desire to expand the house.
Words fail to come out. Expanding the house? I never heard such a thing. What does this mean?
Actually, your husband and mother came to the company.
Mother?
No, I mean your husband's mother.
Okay.
He wants to make it a 2-household house, you see. From our perspective, since we've just started the construction, we can still manage to lay the foundation in time. It would increase our revenue, so it's not a bad deal. But Kaya, you weren't aware of this, right?
I wasn't aware.
I thought so. It's a tricky situation because the contract is in your husband's name.
May I have some time to talk with my husband? I end the call with the manager and place my hand on my belly, contemplating. What does this all mean? Oh my, what are you trying to do? Mom. What? Our house will become a 2-household house. Huh? I told my mother everything I heard from the manager. Did you discuss living together, Kaya? Not at all. We never talked about living together in the future. I see. Maybe you should have a good talk with your husband. Yeah. What will you do if it turns out that he really wants it? I can't accept it, because it means he proceeded without consulting me. I understand. Well, don't worry about the future. You have your own job, and I can take care of the kids. Thank you. Receiving strong words of support from my mother, I become much calmer. I immediately contact my husband. Hello, it's about the house.
Yeah, what is it?
Is the construction going smoothly?
Yeah, I visit it every day.
I see. I can't wait to visit it soon, too.
No, you still need to rest. You can't push yourself. I'm taking care of it, so it's fine.
While it may sound like he's concerned about me under normal circumstances, knowing the truth, his words now sound like he doesn't want me to know until it's completed. I want you to send me some pictures.
Well, I don't usually have my phone with me, you know.
The next time, take it with you and take some pictures.
It's kind of, feel sorry. Taking pictures of the hard-working people at the construction site.
The landscaping is the last thing, right? Our dog will enjoy it, won't he?
Do we really need to get a dog?
Why would you say that?
Well, we're having a baby, and maybe the dog will scare the baby.
Do you think so? Oh, by the way, your mom didn't like dogs, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the dog...
No, that's irrelevant. It's our house after all.
Yeah, you're right.
There won't be any changes to the construction, right?
Yeah, no worries. I'm handling it properly here.
Tyler didn't say there won't be any changes. This sneaky side of him has always been there. He won't clearly affirm it to later escape by saying I never said there won't be any changes. I hung up the phone, but I could only see a difficult future ahead, and I'm only 3 months pregnant. I thought a bright future awaited us, but I never expected to be caught up in such problems. That night, my mother went to visit our under-construction house and took some pictures for me. My mother seems to be furious after seeing the site.
This is unbelievable. How could he do something like this?
I look at the pictures in shock. The foundation for the 2-household house is clearly built on the land, but there is only enough space in the yard for 2 cars to park. I've never heard of building a 2-household house without a wife's consent. He's clearly trying to smooth things over with an after-the-fact report.
Exactly. I can't believe it.
Mom, I'm willing to get a divorce and come back home.
Even if he does something like this, you can't trust him anymore, can you?
Yeah.
Fine. Go ahead and come back. You can continue living here.
Thank you, but I'm not getting a divorce just yet.
Well, why not?
It's annoying, you know. If he goes all the way and won't turn back, then I'll get a divorce.
I understand. Make yourself comfortable here.
Afterward, I informed my husband that I would stay at my parents' house for a while. He readily agreed, and my condition improved. I was able to spend the mid and late stages of my pregnancy comfortably. And when our child was safely born and a month had passed, my husband told me it was time to come back. I still can't come back. My condition isn't perfect yet.
Huh? But it's been a month since the baby was born. I want to see him soon.
Then why don't you come to my parents' house?
That's a little...
My husband has never been fond of visiting my parents' house because he doesn't get along with my father. For me, this was a convenient situation. In this day and age, if you give birth, you can't come to see your baby. Coronavirus became an unexpected barrier. So my husband hasn't met our child yet. To be honest, I don't feel like bringing them together like this, but that's a discussion for the future. After all, he is the father of the child. My husband continues to contact me frequently, and time passes. 6 months after giving birth, I got in touch with my husband and planned to meet up. However, instead of coming to my parents' house, he suggests meeting at a convenience store near my parents' house, showing his cowardly side. Does he really not want to see my father that badly? As soon as he sees me, my husband looks puzzled.
What about the baby?
The baby is at my parents' house.
Why didn't you come back with the baby?
Because you didn't prepare anything necessary for a newborn.
Well, there's a window, though.
Exactly, that's what I thought. With just that, I can't bring the baby home. Today it's just me. Despite eagerly waiting to meet the baby, he hasn't prepared anything for the child. This is the extent of his concern. Afterward, my husband drives the car in silence. How's the new place?
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Do you think the ceiling is low?
Well, I thought we should have discussed it beforehand.
Tyler continues mumbling without attempting to continue the conversation. During that time, the car arrives at the house. In front of me stands an impressive 2-household house. Oh, what a splendid house. Tyler remains silent, still feeling uncomfortable. I open the front door without caring. It's so dirty. It's hard to believe the room is brand new. The entrance has a bag of garbage, emitting a foul smell. The stairs are dusty and cluttered with trash. And as I enter the living room, my mother-in-law is lying on the messy sofa, munching on potato chips. Oh, it's like a character from a drama I've seen. The dining table is filled with bags from various fast food chains. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen your face. Sorry for the lack of contact. What have you been doing? Hurry up and clean the house. I don't want to. What did you say? I said, I don't want to. Maybe your hearing is failing. What are you saying? I can hear perfectly fine. You're the wife of this house, so clean up quickly. I ignore my ranting mother-in-law and look at my husband. This house is completely different from the one we designed. Well, I already knew that.
Well, it may be like that. But my mom feels lonely alone, and living in a 2-household house means we can live in a bigger house. I thought it would be good.
What? I didn't want that. What you want doesn't matter. You're the daughter-in-law of this house, so you should take care of me and make sure you clean up the house and pay the mortgage. No, I have no obligation to pay because I'm not going to live here. What?
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
It's not a matter of what it means. I unleash all of my anger at my husband. You've been planning this since I was hospitalized, haven't you? I knew it. Sending me back to my parents' house was just an excuse to show off. Who will live in a house that doesn't reflect my wishes? You deceitful jerk. Due to raising my voice, my head starts spinning. I gather myself and take a deep breath. I'm getting a divorce. There's no room for negotiation. This is an act that greatly undermines the trust between a husband and wife.
Come on, I can't pay off the loan for this place by myself. Don't you have an obligation to contribute too?
No way. You're the breadwinner and you took care of all the contracts and loans using only your name, right? As the breadwinner, you should be the one paying. Good luck with that, Mr. Breadwinner.
Wait a minute.
There's no way I'm staying in this dirty house for another second. Well, I'll leave this divorce papers here, so sign them. I placed the divorce papers on the cluttered coffee table. Wait a moment. My mother-in-law stopped me as I tried to leave. Tyler, sign it right now.
Huh?
It's fine, isn't it? This kind of wife, let me handle it from here.
Well, but...
No buts. Just sign it. My mother-in-law was doing a great job. At that moment, I felt like bowing down to her. Reluctantly, my husband, who couldn't go against his mother, reluctantly picked up the pen, and my mother-in-law hastily scribbled in the approval section. Thank you very much. Well then, goodbye. I left the room in a confident manner, leaving behind the two of them. I submitted the divorce papers and the divorce between me and him was finalized. Afterward, my husband repeatedly tried to reconcile, but he never mentioned anything about the children. He probably can't handle paying off that grand 2-household house loan alone. There's no obligation for me to help them. The child has reached 6 months and has started to smile a lot. I feel like parenting is filled with more difficult moments. However, I find solace in the sight of my past self smiling happily. I'm filled with gratitude for the support of my parents. After a while, I learned from the construction company manager that the 2-household house was put up for sale. It's unfolding exactly as I expected. Even if it sells, it probably won't make a profit, and our family has welcomed a puppy, happily running around in the spacious yard. I wonder if by the time the child starts walking, they will play together. I'm really looking forward to the life ahead. Building a different world without consulting your spouse? How could you? It's the expected outcome. Did you think the child would manage somehow? It's a mystery. It's good that you were able to quickly divorce with the support of your mother. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's meet again in the next video.